Hi, I'm back with the part B, part 2, whatever, from my Mirabilia Minion Retreat. You see my froggies on my wall now. Haven't found the perfect spot for him where my kids will leave him alone. And I had a cross-stitch piece hanging there and the hanger broke. Thankfully it just slid down the wall and didn't break the glass or the frame, but yeah. So he'll just hang out up there for a while. If I can keep an eye on him, I'll keep him away from my stitching. That works for me. I like frogs, except when they come close to my stitching. So, I showed what was in my mystery box. I showed what I picked up at Keepsakes, and if I lived there, I'd be there a lot. And I'm seriously thinking, Leslie was saying that Barb, the owner, she does a really great job framing, so I'm thinking I might send her something to frame. And that she does a fair price, excellent work. So, yeah, I might do that. But of course, you know, let's see, how do I want to do this? I'm going to do my goodie bag. When we got there, we received a goodie bag that Leslie graciously put together for us. And in the goodie bag, aside from that coupon to Keepsakes, and you're seeing the top of my head, so I combed my hair this morning. I'm good. Where did it go? Where did it go? Where did it go? Yeah, it's in here. So we got these bags here that said, you know, welcome to the retreat. And that's where the little duckies were. And you needed those for any door prizes. I didn't win any door prizes. It's okay. I brought home a lot. I don't know how I would have fit a door prize in here. But we got these postcards. Mirabilia Memos. They're sorted postcards from Witchelt. And this is the Blooming Bride. I always want to call her the Blushing Bride, but she's the Blooming Bride. So 2 postcards of those. Bedtime Friends from her Little Stitches collection. The Dreamer. And again, this is just the postcard, not the pattern. And this one. Does anybody know what this one is called? I would love to know the name of this one. I looked and I couldn't find her. I think she's really, really pretty. So if anyone knows the name of this one, it says copyright 2004, but I don't know. Beyond that, there's no name on the back. And then from the Silk Mill, we got a collection of silks. And it sounds like this is a company out of France, and it sounds like they put thread packs together by theme or colors. I haven't checked into them yet, but I haven't even taken the silk out of the package. It looks luscious. I'm going to take it out and play with it. But it's really nice. And then from Stitchingly Along, and I've ordered needle minders from her. Cherise, she has a Facebook page. I'll put her information below. She graciously donated. She graciously gave us froggers. Mine has a cherry on the bottom. I really like Cherise. I talked to her once and I messaged her and I asked her, you know, do you happen to have, let me see if I can make you one. And so she's really, really great on customer service. Making needle minders and stuff is not her primary job, so sometimes there's a little delay, but oh, her customer service, top notch. And I got these, they're called heart buckles. Never used these before. Thinking they would look good on a no-sew cube, like that one right there, that no-sew cube. And then this is Gloriana Silk Floss. There is no color, no number, no repeat. So it's kind of a burnt sienna brownish color is what it reminds me of. Oh, and with the postcards I also got a bead thing. One of the stitchers called it bead soup. So to figure out what project I would I'm sure I'll come up with something. And then Snag Nabbit. And a collection of the Rainbow Gallery special fibers, and mine was this Capri 13, which I've never used. It's 100% polyester, and it has a really interesting feel to it. So, yeah, that's something I'll have to figure out. What I've noticed that with the Rainbow Gallery ones I've tried through the years, I've done the Very Velvet, the Fryworks, the Nordic Gold, I think is what it's called. A lot of those work great on Christmas ornaments. So maybe that would work for this one. Or finishing a project. Udder Cream, which is another good lotion to use around your stitching. It's not going to damage your stitching, and it, let's see, I think it's hypoallergenic. There's no smell to it. When I found this before, I had gloves in a bottle, and I never had a reaction to it. Sometimes I do have reactions to certain lotions because of my body chemistry, but I haven't had a problem with that one. And a pretty flower. And then from Silver Creek, or excuse me, the Silver Needle in Tulsa, a thread holder thingy. I've never used one of these because my projects usually have a whole lot of color changes, but I can see how it'd be very handy. So, to figure out how to use it and where to use it. Also included a laying tool. I recently had a stitcher show me how she used her laying tool, and I thought, ooh, I should try that. So I thought, well, maybe I should pick myself up an inexpensive one, and I get this pretty one. So I don't have to worry about that anymore. Oh, and we got a froggy so we can keep track of him over the weekend. And some hand sanitizer. This one's Mango Dragon Fruit. I'm thinking this is Bath and Body Works, which I like their body sprays a lot. And then this pretty little package from Under the Sea Fabrics. We received, I get my fingers in there. We received another needle threader, and we received a sand dollar needle minder. Everybody at my table had this. I think it was all the same one that everybody received. From Leslie at Under the Sea Fabrics, who was our lovely hostess. And also included in our goodie bag is from the Cole collection, another needle minder. Mine was a purple, it's a lilac rose. Others had a similar size needle minders, but they were a variety. You're probably not going to be able to see her information on there. She has an Etsy shop and a Facebook page, but I will put her information below. Because I met her, she's really nice. She was there. Very nice person. Yeah, that was in our goodie bag. So, I was blown away by our goodie bag. I'll put everything together so I don't lose it. That's one reason I want to get this video done now, is so I can put this stuff away. And not have to worry about remembering, okay, now what and where and why. And then I also purchased from another vendor there, Hide You're Crazy needle minder. And this one she showed before the retreat. A sea turtle with pearl. Isn't he? I like him. When I saw this, I said, oh, I hope she still has that one because I want that one. And she did. Her name is Mandy Adams. She does not have an Etsy shop yet. She's considering it. She does have this website, iamstitching.com, which was kind of her blog, and she says she hasn't really updated it. But she's considering updating it again, and then doing a Facebook group or an Etsy shop. So I will put her information below too, as I have permission to share it. And then the woman who ended up getting my box, my mystery box, she makes Q-snap covers and hoop covers and scroll bar covers and project bags, and so I got this from her. This is before the mystery box. Hermit crabs. They're so cute. This is for an 11 by 17. Owls, also for an 11 by 17. And this one, crosses. They're a little bit sparkly. This one is for an 11 by 11 Q-snap cover, or Q-snap, excuse me. And her name is also Barb. And truly into stitching. She's on Etsy and eBay. And her name is Barbara, or Barb. And I will include her information below. Looks like she also has a web page. So if you're looking for something sewn that can help you keep organized, protect your stitching as you stitch, you can definitely contact her. If she doesn't already have it, she would probably be willing to work with you on things. She can make any size Q-snap cover, scroll frame cover. She had these project rolls, I think is what she called them, where it allowed you to roll your projects up to keep them clean while you're stitching on them or when you're storing them or traveling with them. I didn't get one of those, but yeah, she does a lot of variety of sewing items that could be helpful in your cross stitching. And I'll put her information below. And of course, I couldn't go to a retreat hosted by Leslie without actually meeting Leslie. Leslie myself. And without actually buying her fabrics. So I purchased Snow Queen because she was on my wish list. And I purchased the silks, the porcelain blue and the monsoon. The pattern calls for 2 of each of these. I already have 1 of each at home, so I just got the extra one. But I tried some different fabrics. It was really nice to see the different colors in person. And this is what I'm going to stitch Snow Queen on. It is called Witching Hour. This is 32 count linen, opalescent. I had to buy the fat half to fit the pattern on, but if I did the math correctly, I can still cut a chunk off when I'm ready to begin stitching and can get more than one project out of this piece, essentially. I just can't cut it in half because this alone on 32 count is over 18 inches by 15 inches. Yeah, in a fat quarter that won't fit. It just won't fit on a fat quarter. So I got that, and then I also bought, this is 32 count Jobelin called Ice Princess, light blue mottled. And yeah, I don't like buying fabric without a pattern in mind. So I have something in mind for that fabric, but I'm not going to elaborate. This is 32 count linen opal. It's called Nyx Grays. It's not really black, but it's definitely dark grays to light grays. That was really nice. And again, I have something in mind. I'm not going to elaborate. Oh yeah, there's one more thing I forgot to grab. Give me just a second here. Okay, on my way back, I had to wait 5 hours in the airport because that's the time somebody was traveling back and I didn't have to take a cab, and just the way it worked. So what do? Well, you buy a souvenir. So I bought myself a Kentucky t-shirt. The woman who picked me up was from Kentucky. And I bought my husband one too. And I was looking for something I could make into needle minders. But what I found was the Kentucky Lucky Penny as a keychain. And yeah, the penny like twirls. So I don't know if you're supposed to get like your year of your birth or something. But the year on this one is 1991, which that's when my husband and I became a couple. So, and this one for Cincinnati, and the riverboat's supposed to kind of do this little number, but it doesn't want to. But I thought these might make cute key fobs, or excuse me, scissor fobs. So that's what I think I'm going to do with them, is make them scissor fobs. But yeah, so I picked that up at the CVG airport. And then lovely Norah made a special design for this retreat. And before I show it, I want everybody to take a breath, because sometimes we, you know, like when they do that bridal thing where they open the doors and you go in and grab wedding dresses, and yeah, we get that way in the stitching world sometimes. But Norah made a pattern. Nalani, the hula dancer. She's currently not available yet. Okay. Witchelt is going to make this pattern available to everyone for free by the end of the year. We're not sure how they're going to do it. We're thinking like a downloadable PDF type of format. She is 5 3/4 inches by 9 inches on 32 count. And I purchased this piece from Leslie. It's called Shimmering Seas. And yes, it's sparkly. Is this linen? Yeah, this one's linen. That's what I'm going to stitch her on. Which is what I'm going to stitch her on. And we also received the embellishment pack, the bead pack, with enough of the water lilies to finish her. There are 4 water lilies in this particular design, and 4 beads and 1 crystal treasure. But other than that, she's DMC. And Norah graciously signed my pattern. She signed a lot of stuff for people. But again, this don't hound Leslie, don't hound Norah. Witchelt will make this available for everyone for free in the near future. So it's part of, and this is not part of, you know, things get released on the 15th of the month. This is not part of that. That is a whole separate thing. But they're going to make this available. We're not sure exactly when and how, but it will be available to everybody. Norah did say at one point in time that with the things being released on the 15th of the month, you know, you don't finish a design on the Friday and that Monday it's available for everybody to purchase. There is a process to test the pattern, test stitch, get model stitching, etc. Well, she said that she had enough designs in that process for at least the next 2 years, if not longer. So, yeah, we'll never get caught up. The one that's going to be released tomorrow, because today's the 14th, and hopefully this will get up today, this video. The one that's going to be released tomorrow is a Mirabilia, so it's a big one. It's blingy. And there may be a tail involved. And yes, I do know the name, but I'm not going to say what it is. Yeah, I was so nervous meeting Norah. But I really didn't have to be. I have a picture here. Norah and myself. It was interesting because I was kind of scared to talk to her by myself, and then through a whole, just kind of how the evening went, I actually ended up talking to her for like 2 hours, and most of that time was just one-on-one. And yeah, we did talk a little bit about designs, because I kind of like to know the backstory of a design. You know, what would make you want to paint that, or I like to know that. I don't, not so much that I have to know every detail, but to be honest, a lot of our conversation got rather personal beyond stitching. But it was interesting that I could just sit there and talk to her, and she felt comfortable just sitting there talking to me, and yeah, it was really, I consider her a friend, and I was amazed. I'm sort of thinking, okay, I'm talking to Norah Corbett right now. Like, we've known each other for years. It's just kind of funny. But that's how I felt with a lot of people at this retreat. And I think that is really what made it a lot of fun. It's because people, you know, developed new friendships and renewed older friendships. And yeah, I really, really liked this retreat. They're planning a retreat for next year. At this point in time, it looks like it will still be in Cincinnati, April or May of next year. The theme they're looking at is like a Mad Hatter Tea Party type of theme. But the details and sign up and all that, that'll come in October or November of 2016 for the retreat in 2017. So if you wanted to know more details, there is a Facebook group. It's the Mirabilia Minion Retreat Facebook group, and I'll put that information below. And it is a closed group. You have to ask to join. But any updates on, you know, details, okay, what's the dates? What are the rates of the hotel and that, because she negotiates with the hotel for a discount rate if you're there. And that will be posted on that website, or excuse me, on that Facebook page. And she worked so hard on this retreat to put it all together. So I had the opportunity to meet people. I met a lot of people, including this person. Yes, that's Trixie Stitches. So Mondot Stitches and Trixie Stitches. We were in the same room. And everybody survived. She's so much fun. If you have a chance to meet Janet, do it. She's so much fun. Very, very sweet lady. Very, very generous. And just, yeah, she likes people. I also met Brenda Stitches. And yeah, we had a chance to talk. We sat next to each other at dinner that first night. And so we had a chance to talk. Although she was pretty tired from flying in. I think she said she'd been up at 3 in the morning. And I was up at 3 in the morning Central Time. So I guess that would have been 4 in the morning Eastern Time. Because I didn't want to miss my alarm. But yeah, so we chatted a little bit. And I also met Stephanie from So Crafty. So there were 4 floss tubers in the room. Mondot Stitches, Trixie Stitches, Brenda Stitches, and So Crafty. And those are the ones I know of. I don't think anybody else was at the retreat. Thinking about it, I wish we would have gotten a picture of all 4 of us. But that's okay. That's okay. You can only do so much. But yeah, I would highly recommend this retreat. It was so much fun. And again, it was casual. So the room we were in, the weather outside was not cooperating. So the hotel was trying to, you know, in April it's supposed to be X degrees in Cincinnati, Ohio, and the weather was not cooperating. We had snow. And no, I did not bring it. It was those people from California and Florida. Oh, we haven't seen snow in 20 years. I'm like, shh. It's their fault. It's not mine. Because, yeah, I loved seeing everything green, and I wanted to see the sun, and the day I left, it was 61. Yeah. It was a long time at the airport because rookie traveler that I am, I packed my phone charger in my check-in bag. Bad move. Otherwise, I sat there and watched YouTube. I did a little stitching and I did reading. I actually finished a book. Trust me, I used to just devour books, but kids, as soon as Mom cracks open that book, yeah, Mom, they walk around their dad who's reading to come and talk to me about their dad. It's like, he's sitting right there. Why don't you ask him if he has a glass to put on the table, or if drink water or lemonade or whatever. It's just funny. It's just funny. It's part of being a family. But yeah, it was so much fun. So much. And the ladies at my table, it was hot. I was trying to figure out how to put them in my suitcase. You know, they were so much fun. Yeah, we've been chatting on Facebook about every day since. And yeah, I'd love to be able to go back and hang out with them for another few days. We'll see. You know, life is life, and things change. I'd love to be able to go back and hang out with everybody again. That was just so much fun. But I'm going to put pictures here of all the finishes, and please note you're going to see my red that I stitched, and you're going to see one next to it. And the changes that the stitcher made, you're going to go, whoa, that is so cool. And watch for the Raven Queens. A lot of mermaids, a lot of letters. Again, they're not real close-ups, but I wanted pictures to kind of give you you walk in the room, your kind of wowed impression of everything that was up on the wall. We even had some stragglers from the hotel that just kind of walked in. We didn't kick them out, although to be honest, I was really nervous when they had their drinks with red coloring in them near the stitching. But yeah, they were pretty wowed too at all the different finishes, and some of the framing, some of the frames that were done, or the way things were finished. The one piece I was thinking about that I might not have gotten a picture of is a stand-up cube, and it was one of the witches. If you're looking at her, she's going to your left. I don't know her name, but the stitcher had made her skin all green, like Wizard of Oz, and then had a flying monkey behind her. It was really cool to see that kind of idea. And then there are a couple pieces that apparently were round robins, where people took different parts of different Mirabilias or Norah Corbetts and stitched them. And those were fabulous too, because I would have never thought of that. So I encourage you to check it out. And I do have a lot of pictures to show, and just see, you know, be inspired by it. Be inspired by the stitching, because I was inspired by the stitching there, especially the ones 1/1. Wow. My eyes hurt thinking about that. The patience she must have had, but her stitches were so nice, so gorgeous. But yeah, I encourage you to look at them. So to put your stitching down and just take a few minutes to look at it. I don't remember how many pictures I have, but yeah, I encourage you to do that. And then I've included the bikini designs. Those are not Norah Corbett or Mirabilia designs. Those are by Meridian Designs. They were too cute not to take a picture of. So I have some of those in there. Yeah. Did I get all the pictures I wanted to put in here? So I will try and get back with a whip update by the end of the month. But my son's graduation is coming up, and we have rehearsal at the end of the month, and then, you know, making sure we have pictures for the open house and food for the open house. Yeah, all those little details take up a lot of time. So hopefully I'll be able to put one up If I don't, then it'll just be my May video will be a combination of April and May. So I think that's all I have to show for today. And again, I will put information below from the various places that I ordered from or bought or purchased from. And if I forget, please just gently remind me and I'll get it in there. But yeah, I would definitely go back. You wouldn't have to ask me twice. But yeah, and the Norah pattern will be available to everybody. Just be a little patient. So I will talk to you later. Keep making your videos if you make videos. Love watching them. And I love this community. So I will talk to you later and enjoy the pictures. Bye. Hi YouTube. I realized, because I had to redo my entire video, that I'd forgotten to include my finish. And here she is. It is Queen Anne's lace. It is a Norah Corbett pattern. It was in the Just Cross Stitch magazine, April 2016. And she's stitched on 32 count Jobelin. The color is called Georgia Peach. Fabrics by LJ. And I got her finished the night before the retreat. So nick of time type of thing. I will say on her, if you're going to stitch her, I mentioned the symbol. That was kind of hard to read, but you just highlight it before you start stitching and you'll be fine. If you're going to stitch her, I suggest a brand new spool of Krennic. I was kind of concerned I'd run out. I did not run out, but I was concerned that I would run out. So I'd encourage a brand new spool of that, because I happen to have another one, and I'm glad I didn't just think, well, I already have this one, it'll be enough, because I would not have had enough. But I will say that I ran out of the green bead. It's 42031, the citron bead. There are a lot of green beads in here, in her headdress, in her bodice, in these little flourishes in and around her skirt. I ran out, and I got to like this portion, and I ran out. I was 30 to 50 beads short. So it is possible. Carolyn showed in one of her videos 2 packages of Mill Hill beads, and one of them looked like it was half, like it had been opened already, and yet she had ordered them at the same time. It's possible I had a small package. But if you are concerned that you may fling beads or spill beads at all, you might want to look at getting 2 packages of that particular bead, because yeah, it was kind of frustrating that I was almost done and I ran out of that bead. The white beads I had plenty of, so 1 package in my opinion would do just fine. These bigger beads, I can't remember the exact number, 1/8 something. Yeah, 1 package will do ya. This bead here, I want to say it's 2077, but I could be wrong on that. 1 package will do. These Magnifica beads, 1 package, yeah, I have plenty left over. But it's the green one that you might want to consider getting 2 of. And I mentioned it to people at the retreat. I didn't have a bad package of Mill Hill beads. Yeah, there were a few that I couldn't use, but I don't know. For some reason, that particular bead, I ran out. I'm going to kind of go close here so you can get an idea of all the sparkle in her. She's a little design, but she has a lot of beads. A lot of beads. So I think you'll really like stitching on her. She's gorgeous. The detail in her, and it is just so pretty. I encourage you to stitch on her. It's just, I thought I'd give you my advice on things, and you can enjoy stitching on her. She stitches up really quickly, and I love the use of color. I also, on my trip, this is the book I finished, Cinder, and I have to start the next one. Of course, it ends, and you're like, oh, I left the second book at home. That's just so unfair. Of course, my daughter read this in a day. I'm like, well, yeah, when you don't have people interrupting you every 2 seconds when you're trying to read a book, you can get it done. But yeah, this is my finish, and I wanted to show it, and so I will put this probably at the beginning of the second video, since I forgot to, I was going to show it in the first video and I just forgot. But there she is.